Oh, hey, good to see you. I'm just getting a little spring cleaning done now that I'm kind of going a little stir crazy with shelter in place. But I hope that you all are safe and practicing social distancing and keeping your loved ones safe in this kind of weird time. I wanted to give you a quick update on Bcom and make sure to, just touch base with you. First, I have graded all of the presentations and resumes and given hopefully good feedback for you. Please look at those, and if I say you can resubmit, then you can. If I say no need to, but I've given you some things to think about, you can still resubmit it if you want me to check them, but there's not a need to. And if you've gotten more than 95, 92, 93, then there's really no need to resubmit unless you just want to try to get a couple extra points, which there's no need to. If I do say resubmit, then please do that, because let me tell you, if you haven't put those videos or your resumes, if you haven't got those done yet, A, you're killing your grade, but B, you don't let the fear of failure keep you from doing those things, because I will give you a second chance to get them right. And if you get less than an A in your first try, I always give you enough points to get an A in the second try if you want to do that. So don't let the fear of failure keeping you from learning what I want to teach you. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. Do your best effort. Put something together. I'll give you some feedback, and if it's not an A, then I'll give you a chance to redo it. Here's the funny thing. Most people are their worst cheerleader. Most people think that, no, this is really going to be bad, so I'm just not going to do it. Well, let me tell you, the people that have started off with, this is really going to be bad, but I'm just going to turn it in, we're mostly wrong. So don't sell yourself short, okay? Do your presentation, do your resume, and get them to me so I can give you some help. And for the most part, those presentations and resumes are pretty good. Let's talk about resumes real quick. One of my pet peeves is when you just list all the job requirements or the things you did in a job, but you don't give me any of the things that separate you from just the job description. What I'd like to have you put on there is numbers, dollars, responsibilities, not just I was responsible for making sure that money was counted at the end of the day. Okay, let's flip that. Why don't you say, I returned my cash drawer with always balanced or plus or minus 10 cents for the whole time I've worked at this job. Now that tells me something. That tells me that when you were handling a cash drawer, you knew what you were doing. It's those little things that are separate you from the people that just put their, here's what my job made me do. Also, if you have any rewards, awards or rewards, that's fine. List those under the job. If you were best salesperson for 6 times out of the last 2 years, man, put that down. If you were consistently the top performer, put that down. If you managed people, don't just say I managed a group. Tell me how many people were in the group. I managed 6 people in this job, and in my next job I managed 8, and in my next job I managed 10. When you put it that way and I can see the progression, that shows me that you get more responsibility and you thrive in that. So really think about not just listing the things that you did, Tell me the things that you achieved. And a lot of you have done pretty good at that. And that's the biggest feedback that I can give all of you on your resumes. Other than, make it look good and make it look the same. A lot of you start off with, I'm very detail oriented, but then I question that when I look at your resume and one margin's here and one margin's over here and then it's back over here. That's not detail oriented. And if you gave that resume to me and I looked at it and I go, yeah, they're really detail oriented, round box. So think about that. Next is your presentations. And I got to say, most of them have been pretty good. One thing that I want you to do, and again, you don't have to redo this if you already got a grade, but if you haven't set your presentation in, follow the outline that I give you in the instructions, and in the very last, and we'll talk about this when we do interviews, make sure that you close using that 5-point method. Thank you. I will be a good worker for the person you're interviewing with. I work well in a group. I want to move up in the company and do well with your help. But lastly, I really want this job. Can I have the job? That is the most important question, or the 5 points that you're going to ask. A lot of people don't ask that. They say, well, I hope I get the job, or I would love to start on Monday, but they don't ask for the job. What that's called is an assumptive close, and that's not what I want. I want you to really ask for the job. Here's the reason why. When you say, can I have the job? I'd love to start on Monday. It makes me give you an answer. Now, 90% of the time, you're going to get, hey, we got more people to interview, but I think you're a strong candidate. We'll get back to you next couple of days. But you're going to see in their eye if they're just giving you a line, or they kind of like you and they just had to get stuff done. But 10% of the time, you're actually going to get one of these. Hey, we really like you. We got more people to interview. Just hang in there. Or you're going to get, we really like you. We're going to make you a job offer. We'll get back to you in the next 24 hours or so. Strangely enough, just for asking for the job, you 10% of the time, you're going to get some definitive, we really like you, you're in the top 10, we're going to make you a job offer. I mean, that's the reason why I want you to ask it, because it gives you a much better idea if you're doing well. All right, I know I'm going a little bit over. Here's the last thing. For our interviews, please make sure that you're prepared, and that if you haven't responded to me and say, yes, I will be there at such and such date, then you need to do it now. Please look at the last 2 or 3 class announcements that have given you these dates, and you've also received an email about that too. So there's no confusion that, hey, you need to let me know if you're going to be there. I have to tell you that the couple of interviews that I've had so far, I think have been really productive. And I know that the students have gotten a lot out of it. And this to me is, and I hate to say it this way, but it really is my gift to you, because it's a hard thing to do. But I want you to use the 20 years experience that I've had in hiring and firing people and give you feedback on how you do an interview, because you're never going to get that in the real world. And also to give you my expertise in negotiating once you get a job offer, on negotiating on how to get more money or benefits or both. So it's really important that you trust me on this. You really just don't show up to get a 0, or really just not try to do bad in these mock interviews. It's really for me to help you for the rest of your life do better at interviews. And I really want to help you. Okay, that's it, everybody. Sorry this is longer than I wanted it to be, but you've got an update of where we're at and where we're going. I think the biggest thing we've got to do right now is do those interviews. And again, I'm here to help you. If you have any extenuating circumstances, if you have an issue, if you've got the virus, or it's in your family, if there's anything I can do to help you, don't hesitate to email, text, or even phone me for you millennials that just don't know how to have a phone call. If you've got more than 1 or 2 texts, I would much rather it be a phone call if you've got an in-depth conversation. I don't like to have text conversations, and I'm not going to avoid it because there's too many ways you can mess that up. That's a good communication skill, by the way. All right, everyone, be safe. Practice social distancing, even if you're young and healthy, and stick with the class. Make sure that you let me know about if you're going to make the invite that I gave you for our mock interviews, and I'll talk to you all soon.